Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short, little unboxing video to share with you guys. Something from Karbon. I actually wasn't expecting another knife from Karbon, so I have truly no idea what this could possibly be. I will link this down in the description, whatever it is. I'm sure it's available so that you guys can check it out. It really does help my channel when you use those links, but that's up to you. Thanks to Karbon for sending it in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Follow me on Instagram, all of that. Let's find out what we've got here. Karbon. So they've showcased that they are able to produce premium knives, and they do a really good job, assuming that Reich is doing the OEM work. I'm just guessing. And then they also are making not budget knives, but less expensive versions of the same stuff. Is this, oh, this is a different model. What do we have here? Oh boy, something that is quite detailed. Holy moly. What? How did they, what is this? Is this laser work? That has to be. For a second there, I thought those were inlays. I was like, oh my gosh. But that is almost certainly zirconium. And this, what on earth am I looking at here? Oh, so this is wild. Hold on. Do I need to take this off here? No, I don't. I'm just going to look at it. The Smokeshow by Ken Onion. Carbon fiber with copper foil. 6AL4V. But what is this? This looks like oil slick zirconium. Why is this? What am I looking at here? Or is it just anodized titanium? Because initially I thought that this was all, no, that's all part of the same piece. That looks almost exactly like zirconium, but it must just be, yeah, it's all part of the same piece. It's not its own separate thing. I mean, if it were zirconium, you'd be able to see it all the way through back here. No, I think that is some layer of anodizing or even coating. I'm not really sure, but it's interesting. I can't wait to get the information from Karbon here. So we have what looks like almost like the pearlescent finish that we see from Miguron, or like Reich does it too. It's like it's some sort of media blasting that ends up giving the knife this sort of overcast look, very smooth. Much different than like your bead blasting that you would see on like an old Gerber that has sort of that, it has that like extra friction feel. Not necessarily a profile that we've never seen before, right? The jimping's okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. This must be, since they didn't note that there was anything specifically special about the pivot, I have to assume that the pivot also has laser work on it. But I do like that. It's cool. It's not that adds, I mean, it adds a little bit of time, right? A little bit of cost to each knife, not much. But it is kind of neat. So that's like a big pivot collar. Yeah. So there's the adjustment head, and then this is one big lasered, I assume, pivot collar, right? And then the pocket clip also has some laser work on it, which is kind of neat. And then this is copper foil. We have a steel lock bar insert. Yeah, right underneath that lock bar, you can see that screw back there. So, but most of the frame lock is covered by this overlay, which is a combination of the copper foil, carbon fiber, and titanium. Pocket clip is also, sorry, I bumped the camera there. Pocket clip is also titanium, only mountable for right-handed people, unfortunately. Just like with the other Ken Onion Karbon knives that I've seen, the action is really, really good. Very similar to other, you know, this is a Chinese-made knife. Very similar to other Chinese OEMs, other competitors, right? Nothing necessarily new, nothing necessarily overly different outside of the aesthetic. So again, to reiterate, very, very good, but the same very, very good that I and you have come, you know, to grow so familiar with over the years, right? So yeah, nice. Flipper tab, a little bit pointy, not bad, not sharp or anything like that. A decent detent, definitely satisfying to flick. I think more light switch than push button, just given it's just slightly more comfortable. Access to the lock bar is also really good, considering it's cut slightly above the front side scale. These are contoured. We should point that out because that'll add cost to it. I don't think any overly special finish going on the titanium. Let's zoom up. The detail my camera is going to capture a lot better. Yeah, I don't think I want to call that a subtle eggshell. I think that's just the result of whatever they're using to fit. I don't know. I don't think that's like an intentional eggshell or anything like that. But it is nice, right? The inlay work also looks nice. Copper, carbon fiber. For just a split second there, that was like a really special material, you know. But anymore, we see this stuff. Like, it looks really, really good, but it's not like, oh my gosh, I've never seen it before, right? It's not like a, you know, like an emerald alatex. I picked up a knife with it, emerald alatex here recently, and that's something that we don't see very often. We see copper foil carbon fiber all over the place, right? Kind of neat. A little bit of a weird contrast here between this and the gold and this, you know, it's like a polished faux zirconium look. And then you have more of this contrast up here. I think the brass stuff would have looked better if you'd have just picked 2 colors and gone with that. But we actually end up with 3, unless you consider the finish on the blade yet another one. So we have the titanium, then we have dark gray, then we have bronzish gold, and then we have the grays and the blacks and the carbon fiber and the pinks of the copper, which is a little bit weird. I think if it were like, you know, like all black, if this knife was all black and then we had accents that sort of emphasize the same color in the carbon fiber everywhere, it would have looked really cool to just have those 2 colors there. Or if you'd have just stayed with this exact same theme and instead used the brass foil, right, or the gold carbon fiber to contrast with the dark gray and the gold here and the pivot and the pocket clip, that might have looked a little bit more sane. This just looks very, very chaotic to me. But again, I mean, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So that's really going to come down to personal taste. Not reviewing this knife. We're just kind of taking a look at it right now. The overall length of this guy, the Smokeshow, is coming in at 7.75, so 7 3/4 inches. Yeah. Blade length is 3.35. Cutting edge is 3 1/4. Do we have any reduction in weight on the inside? No. Let's go ahead and weigh it here real quick. Weight on this guy, I'm going to guess this weighs about 3.75 to 4 ounces. Yeah, 3.9. Oh, man, I'm getting so much better at that. 3.9 ounces. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, it's fine. It's not, this isn't like, oh my gosh, there's something like super amazing and spectacular about it. I would have been really excited to find out that that was zirconium and that we were looking at some sort of odd superconductor or something or other in the pivot, but that just looks like laser work to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that's. It is kind of neat to see the laser work on the pivot and the pocket clip. I think that's cool. That'll appeal to some people, but nothing. I mean, this is a good knife. There's just nothing here that's like, oh my gosh, like buy me over the countless other things that are on the market, right? So obviously a lot of that comes down to the price. I mean, if this ended up being, you know, if I found out that this was a $175 knife, I'd be like, oh my gosh, go buy this right now. But I doubt it. I'm going to guess that this is somewhere between $225 and $250, hopefully not more than that. But that would be my guess. If it's north of that, you know, that's probably going to be a little too much. But okay, pretty cool. That's going to be it today, guys. Please make sure, my voice cracked. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.